Hi, beautiful Cancer. I love sitting down and talking with you all. I do feel like an honorary member of Cancer. A lot of times people ask me if, I have Cancer in my chart. And the one major placement I do have in Cancer is Venus in Cancer. So the way I love is very deeply tied with you guys, which what better group of energy to be in for love than Cancer? I mean, it's the best. It's the best for like that true giving nature, right? So proud Venus and Cancer girl here. It's interesting. I was sitting with your energy, sitting with just feeling out May, and the thing that kept coming to mind was honoring yourself. Honor yourself, Cancer. I feel like, you guys are so intuitive that one of the kind of weird challenges when you're naturally intuitive like that, like the water sign energy is, you're naturally intuitive like that, it's almost like you get to a point where you can't tell what your intuition is anymore. And it can make you second guess yourself, and it can make it feel harder to like have the right answers for what you need next. And I think that that's kind of been coming up and cropping up a little bit as we went through April and as we're heading into May. We're about to head into a new transit for you all. This Uranus in Taurus, right? And that's your 11th house. That's your community. That's how you want to revolutionize things. And honestly, Uranus is 11th house energy. It's this electrifying, revolutionary energy that wants to get things fired up. It's a longer transit, right? It's about 7 or 8 years. It'll be there till 2026 in Taurus. And I think for you, it will be very supportive of you, but you're going to start to be really looking at what you're giving your energy to. I think for all the water signs with this placement in Taurus, this Uranus placement in Taurus, there is a look at where you're giving. Where you're giving too much, where you're giving just because you feel that you should be giving. So that's one thing to keep in mind. That's going to be happening on the 15th, along with a new moon in Taurus, which is setting your intentions about that, about your community, about your friendships, about the larger platonic world around you. What's really nice is on the 19th, we have Venus going into Cancer. So that glow that you're going to have is going to be really great for Cancers. But what's really interesting is we're also heading into Gemini season a couple days later, right? So Venus is there giving you support, giving you love, pouring energy right into you, which is just going to feel amazing. But then we also have, Gemini season, which is, the sign right before yours. And the sign right before yours is always, when we're in that energy, when the sun is in that energy, this is a time to recharge a little bit, assess the solar year that you've had, give yourself some healing and pampering, right? This is pamper energy. So we have Venus in your sign, pampering energy. We have this kind of recharge time right before your birthday season in Gemini. And then we also have a Scorpio full moon in your 5th house on the 29th, which will be really nice as well. Very romantic, very heartful. There's so much supportive energy the second half of the month, but it's going to feel like everything is going to be telling you to honor yourself. Everything is going to be telling you to slow down a little bit and just take in the beauty of what is going on and revolutionizing within yourself, right? I think that little bit of a slowdown as we hit Gemini season is going to be really good for you to get reconnected with your intuitive sense. And I think you're going to flow with it. I feel like this is a month where you're going to be glowing. You're going to be very people are going to be attracted to you, and they may not even really know what's going on, but you're just going to have like that softer thing, but you're not going to be feeling like pushing really hard. And I think maybe that's a good thing for Cancer right now. You guys push yourselves pretty hard. You push yourselves to do it all. You push yourselves to have the right answer and do it right and be methodical. You really do. And having time to honor yourself, that's important. And that's how you get back in touch with that intuitive, where you know that you're hearing the right thing, right? Sometimes too, when we're just running and we're doing and we're doing and we're giving, intuition starts to take a back seat because we don't have time to sit there and listen to what it's telling us we need, right? I'm waiting for one more card to come out, and then we will look at what is coming up for my beautiful Cancer family. So this is an intuition check-in. This is a soul check-in month. And I really do feel like this is where the magic of existence really is in this kind of energy. It's a nice soft pocket. And quite honestly, I will tell you that a lot of other signs are going through some pretty epic, intensity. And you guys are having a moment to really incorporate, which I really like. Let's turn these cards over. Yep, it's exactly that. Look at these first three cards. 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, 9 of Wands. So, here's that honoring of self, right? Right out of the gate. Everything in me has been just like, enjoy the glow, enjoy honoring yourself. This is that being in that state of appreciating the moment, right? This is in that receptive state of, I have everything I need, and nothing can get in my way. It's interesting too, because what I'm seeing here is almost like a time warp kind of thing going on at the beginning of the month, where we have this look back at what was lost, at what was found, at what's been survived, what's been transformed, right? 6 of Swords. It's leaving something behind. It's getting in a boat and leaving one shore into an unknown territory. It's quite crisp, decisive energy. You know what you've left behind. You know you've left behind a lot of things throughout life, right? Part of the reason I feel like this is retrospective is because of that 9 of Wands. Also the 9 of Pentacles. Both of those 9s are really about taking that moment, right? This 9 is about just feeling the well-being. This 9 of Wands is about knowing the battles you've been through. And in this sense, I feel like honoring that and being okay with it, right? I think sometimes, like I keep saying, with the with that intuitive sense, like, honoring that you knew all along what it was that you were doing when you left something behind, or when you made a change, or when you forged ahead to make a choice that was better for you or your family or your children, or just your journey. Somehow you are understanding why it mattered that you forged forward and you didn't just accept the subpar. You didn't just accept that you're going to constantly be in warrior mode. You didn't just accept that you were going to get stuck on this little island that didn't even serve you. You didn't accept that. You knew that you deserved to be here. So one thing I'm seeing with these 3 cards right here, and this energy right here, is that this is very reflective. It's maybe a time at the beginning of this month where you are just taking a second to honor your story. Write that story in your mind in a way that honors the choices you have made. And I think that's so important, Cancer. So I know that when you want to give, you worry that choices in the past that you made, even years ago, maybe it wasn't the best that you could do. You guys always want to do the best that you can do. You want to do it thoroughly, you want to do it right, you want to make sure you showed up. And this is all telling me that you did it. You did it right, you did what you needed to do. Now the next 3 cards continue this theme a little bit. Look at this. 2 of Swords, 6 of Cups, Ace of Swords. So there's a whole bunch of energy here that is telling me that, like, there is a slowdown. There is a little bit of this gentler pulse to May for you all. This isn't supposed to be the month where you do it all. But This is a month where opportunities and insights can really come and meet you, if you're willing to embrace this little bit of a journey that we're going through. And I do think you will be very magnetic when you're flowing with this. So Two of Swords, yes, this can be about maybe you have some big choices to make as the summer hits, or the fall, or the winter, depending on what hemisphere you're in. Maybe you do have some forks in the road coming up middle of this year. And you know that at some point you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to make a choice about whether you're going to stay or you're going to go. Whether you're going to accept that position or that situation, or you're going to go. But the Two of Swords is about not making the decision, actually. This is about holding back. I often see this as a protective energy. That's saying now is not the time for you to be forcing a decision on yourself. And saying, okay, we're just going to make a decision because I'm tired of waiting around. This is telling me that there's a reason why you're not having clarity on that. There's a reason why you can't quite make the choice. Maybe you don't have all the information yet. Maybe you haven't felt through your intuition. You haven't honored it enough yet. And a lot of times what happens when we don't honor intuition, we're just trying to go on what looks good on paper because we just want to make something happen. We want to do it the best we can. Our intuition will actually will pull us back and shut us down, maybe even, give us a headache or slow us down or make us exhausted, so that we aren't acting on that just get it done energy, and we're acting on a much more intuitive level. So one thing I'm noticing here is that, because underneath that blindfold, underneath that blindness, look at what we have here. There's depth. So whatever decision you're needing to make about the upcoming months, about a situation in your life, there is clarity, but it is in using one of your sources that you have. With Cancer as an important energy in your life, it means you have this tool set, this really cool tool set of intuition and sensing, and you can sense things in a way that is really beautiful. And the world teaches you to tamp it down and to ignore it, right? But underneath that blindfold, what do we have? We have some kind of layer, some kind of connection right here, right? Deep soul connection. Deep soul connection to a path that makes sense to you. So we have the feeling here. And what else do we have? Ace of Swords. This is rational clarity. So you have two levels of clarification coming up here for you, if you can relax a little bit, right? Just a little bit, just for a couple weeks. Give yourself that. You have the intuition of knowing, and you're also having some kind of fresh insight. Fresh, aha, that's the answer. This is how this is working, right? That's really important. To have that clear precision showing up like that, it gets you out of Two of Swords. So if you're having a moment this month where you're just really not sure what to do, you just don't know, you just have no answer, that's going to be the time. Just don't put pressure on yourself. Breathe and step back, because I guarantee you the answers are right there, but you can't force them. Can't force them. The last three cards are interesting. And they speak of seeing a bigger horizon and being a little nervous. So you have the Five of Swords, Two of Wands, and the World. So Five of Swords, let's start there, because a lot of times when I get swords, right? And you have quite a bit of swords here in this reading today. The analytical mind, right? That's what swords energy is. It's about the practical. It's about the analytical. It's about using our brains, logic, right? But logic is a double-edged sword. Speaking of the Ace of Swords, double-edged sword can be it can open things up and it can cut, right? Same with analytical mind. It can give you a really rational pros and cons list, but it can also start to turn into this over-evaluation where you stop being able to see the situation for what it is. You stop using your intuition about who you can trust or what is best for you, and you start to get into your head about what somebody else is doing, what somebody else is saying, what somebody else is maybe bringing to the table. And I feel like there's a little bit of distrust here, right? You don't know. Maybe you don't know what other people's intentions are. Maybe you're having a trouble trusting a situation or a person. Like, I'm seeing that there is kind of the sense you know what you need to change, or where you need to pull back or make a shift or give less, or or give more, or I don't know, or ask questions or ask follow-up questions, but you're not quite sure whether you should trust yourself or not. And a lot of what I'm getting here is that there's something that's not that essential to you, and yet you feel like you have to help it along. But everything is going to be redirecting you to a much bigger picture this month. So while you may want to get hung up on all these little things that you want to fix or you want to help out with or you want to address, I'm seeing that things are trying to direct you to this bigger picture that is about you expanding to something better. These two cards right here at the end of your reading like this speak volumes to what is going on, because this is telling me you have a bigger destiny. You have something you're really going to be sharing, right? Two of Wands is fantastic energy because this is looking out on the world and just, it's a doorway card. I always say that. It's a portal card. You are standing at the threshold of a new life. You are standing at the threshold of a new opportunity that is inviting you. And it's big. It's a big invite, right? It's the kind of invite where you're like, can I really do that? Can I really make that change? Can I really take that leap of faith? And this is a crucial moment when you're in Two of Wands mode, because some heart level intuitive part of you has to say yes. Yes. That full moon in Scorpio in your 5th house of your creativity and your romance and your heart chakra on the 29th is going to be illuminating where you really want to say yes. Not where you think you should say yes. Not where you think you should stick it out. But where you really want to put your heart. The World is a culmination card. Once again, we have all these culminations. It's like you guys have been working up slowly but surely to better and better places in your life. And you've been slowly getting into this mindset, right? The Nine of Pentacles came out first. And now it's just like you have some little things holding you back. Some commitments, some personalities that are wanting to keep you and keep your energy, but you're being called to something much better. And what I see with this is redistributing your energy to the things that matter the most. Obviously, yourself, your own energetic flow is crucial. You know, you have to have a full cup. When they say cup runneth over, my cup runneth over, you fill your cup and you are so you are so honoring of this vision of yourself. You are so honoring of your intuition. You are so honoring of your path that you have extra to give. And the people that are close to you and that really are there for the best interest of you get to experience that extra. And it's beautiful because it comes from this place of wholeness. And I really do believe, Cancer, that a lot of everything that comes your way this month, you trusting your intuition and listening into it will just make everything so easy. It will make everything so easy. If somebody comes at you with some weird, jagged energy that's just throwing you for a loop, you know, if something's coming in and it's making you slow down and you just gotta like listen in, if something's making you feel like you're being re-triggered back into old experiences that just make you want to get away, just step back, listen in, figure out how to set those healthy boundaries. And I promise you, the bigger picture is going to start to formulate the last week of the month. Things are going to start to make sense a lot more. You're going to start coming up with that plan for the second half of the year and the possibilities of that. You know, this is dreamy energy. And I really see kind of a rebirth in your energy, but it's slow. And, you know, and the thing is too, that a lot of this energy too is just assessment energy right before your birthday. This is such a great time to be here and just get in touch with who you want to be as you get reborn in this next solar year. Oh, Cancer. I love you guys. I really do. It has been so much fun doing this reading with you today. I will see you guys in June as we head into Cancer season very, very shortly. I'm really excited to see what that era brings. I would love to do a reading with you. May is a little crazy. I'm going to be doing a handful of recorded readings. If you're interested in one of those, check out my email and I can get in touch with you and see about getting one of those done. Otherwise, I'm starting to book in June. So if you guys want to do birthday readings, I would highly suggest getting in touch with me or going ahead and booking your June or July session for your birthday so we can have some fun and see what's coming up for you this coming year. I'm sending you all the best. Also, check me out on Instagram at the Sarah Tarot. I'll leave all of my info in the description box. Also check out PinkLune, my lovely Taurus one-woman show. Just works with the most beautiful handmade, well, the materials are ethically sourced and she hand makes everything and it's just beautiful. It's really, really an honor to get to work with one of my closest friends and just share all the art and love in this world. I'm sending you guys all the best for this May. I'm going to be enjoying your glow. I'm going to be looking out for my Cancers and I think you're going to have a special glow. I will talk to you in June.